What if everything you touch, see, and even think is only a shadow of a deeper reality? What if a tree, a rock, or even your own thoughts are not just what they appear to be, but manifestations of something invisible, timeless, and necessary? 2,000 years ago, Aristotle asked the same question, and his answer still whispers through every corner of philosophy. To understand the world, you must understand being itself. Aristotle began with what seems almost deceptively simple. Things exist. Yet beneath this simplicity lies a question that has haunted thinkers for centuries. What does it truly mean to exist? When we look at a tree swaying in the wind, do we see merely wood and leaves, branches and bark, a collection of parts temporarily bound together by chance? Or is there something more profound, invisible, yet unmistakably present? A principle that makes this collection of matter unmistakably tree, and not a rock or a cloud or nothing at all. Aristotle called this principle the substance, the essence that endures beneath change, the grounding reality that persists when everything else, color, texture, scent, even shape, is fleeting, transient, and contingent. While flowers wither, seasons turn, and leaves fall, the substance is the silent continuity, the hidden truth that confers identity in being. It is what allows a thing to be recognized across time, to hold its treeness despite storms, decay, or the passing of centuries. Substance, Aristotle tells us, is not merely what a thing has, but what it is, the ultimate foundation of reality. The heartbeat beneath appearances, the eternal thread that binds existence itself. Every substance, Aristotle tells us, is a delicate and inseparable union of matter and form. Matter is the silent promise, the raw potential waiting in the wings. The lump of clay that dreams of becoming a vase, the seed that quietly longs to stretch into a tree. It's the unshaped stone whispering of the sculpture it might become. Form, in contrast, is the radiant fulfillment of that promise, the vase that stands elegant and complete, the tree that reaches skyward, the sculpture that emerges from its block of stone with unmistakable identity. It is the actuality, the very being of a thing, the visible and tangible manifestation of what once existed only as possibility. For Aristotle, the world itself is a vast, ceaseless choreography of potential and actuality. Snowflakes crystallize from invisible water vapor, rivers carve valleys as they flow, and tiny seeds unfurl into towering trees, all through the continuous interplay of what can be and what is. Change, growth, and decay are not random. They are the unfolding of potential into actuality. It's the constant revelation of hidden possibilities that lie dormant in every corner of the universe. Without perceiving this dance, we live in illusion. We mistake the shadow for the substance, the potential for the real. We cling to the unfinished, the incomplete, the mere possibility, thinking it's sufficient. While the true essence, the actuality that defines and completes the being of things, remains hidden from our grasp. Understanding matter and form, Aristotle suggests, is not merely a philosophical exercise. It is a way to see the world in its deepest, most enduring truth, to witness the pulse of reality itself as it moves from promise into presence. Aristotle asked a question that resonates across the ages: why does anything exist at all? And to answer it, he proposed a vision of causality that is richer than mere sequence or mechanism. For causes, each revealing a different layer of reality. There is the material cause, the raw substance from which a thing is made, the clay or wood. The atoms and elements that silently await transformation. There is the efficient cause, the agent or process that brings it into being. The carpenter who shapes the wood, the sculptor who chisels the stone, the wind and water that carve mountains over millennia. There is the formal cause, the blueprint, the invisible pattern or essence that defines it, that makes this thing a table rather than just a collection of materials. And finally, there is the final cause, the purpose toward which it strives. The reason it exists, the end that gives it meaning. Take a simple table. It is wood, shaped by a craftsman, designed with a pattern to hold objects, and yet it is in its final cause, its purpose, that the table's deepest truth is revealed. Without the purpose, it is only a lifeless arrangement of matter, a set of lines and surfaces. With the purpose, it speaks, to support, to serve, to fulfill a function that resonates beyond its mere presence. Aristotle believed that everything has a reason, a telos, a direction or fulfillment inherent in its being. From the smallest stone to the tallest tree, from the humblest creature to the human soul, existence is not random. It is oriented, directed, meaningful. And in this light, even you, with your thoughts, desires, and dreams, are part of this grand unfolding. Your existence is not an accident. It is a thread in the intricate web of being, moving toward a fulfillment that, if glimpsed, reveals the profound order beneath the apparent chaos of the world. But if everything has a cause, what started it all? Could the chain of causes stretch back forever? Or must there be a first ultimate source? Change is not chaos, it is actualization of potential. A seed becomes a tree, a student becomes a philosopher. Potential is realized. Actuality is expressed. Its concept, energeia, is the heartbeat of all life. Without it, we cannot explain growth, motion, or even the passage of time itself. To grasp reality, we must see things not just as they are, but as they can become. If every change has a cause, there must be a beginning. Aristotle calls this the unmoved mover, the first cause. Pure actuality, unchanging, eternal. Not a creator in the modern sense, but the ultimate source of motion, life, and being. Some call it God, but Aristotle's God is thinking itself perfect thought, the thought of its own perfection. Every motion, every change, ultimately points toward it. If God is pure actuality, perfect and immovable, how do we, beings of potential and matter, participate in this ultimate reality? And what does it mean for our own purpose, our own being? Aristotle's deepest question echoes across centuries. What does it mean to be? Not merely to exist in space and time, but to exist in its most fundamental form, to be qua being. To approach this question is to step into the heart of reality itself. To confront existence, stripped of distraction, stripped of appearance, to see what endures beneath the surface. Substances, he observes, are real and independent. They hold themselves together, self-sufficient, the anchor points of the cosmos. Accidents, the colors, the sounds, the fleeting motions, are ephemeral, dependent, passing like shadows on the wall. To truly know a thing is to penetrate beyond these passing forms, to grasp its essence, to discern the causes that shape it, and to recognize its telos, the purpose woven into its very nature. The oak does not merely grow, it strives toward its fullness, bending sunlight and rain into leaves and branches in silent fulfillment of what it was meant to become. A songbird does not merely chirp. It fulfills a pattern, a rhythm inscribed deep within its being, a harmony with the order of life itself. We too are threads in this vast tapestry. Every thought that stirs within us, every choice we make, every small act of courage or hesitation resonates with the structure of reality. Nothing is detached. Nothing is arbitrary. Our existence is not a random flicker in the dark, but a participation in a larger unfolding, a dance of essence, cause, and purpose that binds us to all that is. To live consciously, Aristotle suggests, is to awaken to this pattern, to recognize that our being is not merely a fact, but a question, a task, a calling written into the very fabric of the cosmos. The soul is the invisible spark that animates the body, infusing matter with life, perception, and reason. It is what allows a hand to reach, a heart to feel, and a mind to wonder. Through the senses, we gather the raw texture of experience, the warmth of sunlight, the scent of rain, the rhythm of footsteps. But the mind does not stop there. It reaches beyond, discerning patterns where the senses see only particulars, glimpsing forms that transcend the fleeting, touching truths that endure. Aristotle insisted that nothing enters the mind that was not first sensed, yet through reflection, comparison, and abstraction, we ascend. The simple impressions of sight and sound, when contemplated, become universals. Concepts of justice, beauty, and being itself. Knowledge is more than information. It is a bridge spanning potentiality and actuality. A path from the chaos of experience to the order of understanding, from the world as it appears to the world as it truly is. Every insight, every revelation is an encounter with the metaphysical structure of reality. Each moment of clarity is a subtle communion with the essence of things, a recognition of the principles that hold the universe together. In learning, in observing, in thinking, we participate in the eternal architecture of being, and in doing so, we glimpse the profound harmony that underlies life itself. The universe is not accidental. Every being, every motion, every purpose reflects an underlying order. By studying metaphysics, we see the invisible patterns, the architecture of existence. Substance, form, causality, potential, actuality, they reveal the cosmos as a living, purposeful whole. And in understanding it, we understand ourselves, our potential, our purpose, our place in the eternal dance of being. Aristotle invites us to see beyond appearances, to grasp essence, cause, and purpose. To study metaphysics is to touch the deepest truths of reality, to recognize that the world is intelligible, structured, and meaningful. And perhaps in that understanding, we glimpse something extraordinary, that existence itself is a story, and we are part of it. Are we just matter in motion, or participants in a grand cosmic design? Aristotle's metaphysics challenges us to look deeper, to question, to seek the causes and purposes behind everything. And in that search, we may find not just knowledge, but wisdom.